Hey guys, it's Miko, the SpongeBob reviewer, and we're here to do a SpongeBob ranking video. Yeah, on all the Mermaid Man Barnacleboy episodes I reviewed last year to this year. It's funny, I started the marathon last year, and then I ended the marathon this year. I mean, we're really almost to the end of the year, so it's pretty weird. I stopped the marathon in the first few months of 2021. Yeah, it was pretty weird. I was more into Goosebumps right now. That's why I've been doing a lot of Mermaid Man Barnacleboy videos, or even like mentioning SpongeBob. But yeah, I was kind of like taking a little break from it. But yeah, now I'm back, boyos. Let's start the ranking video. So all the ones I'm including in ranking, there's only two I'll count like a 4 below. Yeah, there's only 2 bad episodes in their franchise. Yeah, I've changed a few parts of the list. I changed a few parts, and let's start the list, guys. 19 is The Card, which is not a good episode at all. The whole plot of SpongeBob worrying about Patrick destroying his Mermaid Man Barnacleboy card is pretty dumb because SpongeBob could have given Patrick another card, but well, they gotta tell a story, and what they told here is a disaster. Nothing really that interesting happens, just Patrick destroying a card and SpongeBob trying to stop Patrick from destroying the card. Definitely one of the least interesting episodes of the series, and definitely even the ending couldn't save it, so yeah. Despite the good ending, this episode isn't even saved by the good ending. 18, Back to the Past. I rewatched this episode a few days ago, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was before, but definitely it's not a good episode. The plot and how it's executed is pretty not good. Patrick being dumb just is for the chaos to happen. It's just another bad excuse. They could have done the whole Back to the Future 2 route. The writers could have watched Back to the Future 2 before they could have done this episode when they started everything, but now they did some pretty bad jokes, Patrick, with this whole tartar sauce gag. And by the way, a fun fact that this episode explains how Man Ray was trapped in that tartar sauce glass, whatever, there in Mermaid Man Barnacleboy 3. Yeah, in the Back to the Past flashbacks before, the old Mermaid Man Barnacleboy trying to stop Man Ray. Yeah, with the tartar sauce. That's the same tartar sauce as we saw there in the 3rd Mermaid Man Barnacleboy episode, but no, in the ending, they pretty much made a new timeline, so that episode never happened, and yeah. Man Ray got arrested instead of being trapped in the tartar sauce, which now the Mermaid Man Barnacleboy 3 episode will never be made if this episode is canon to the series. But yeah, Patrick was pretty dumb here. There's not a lot of good jokes, and yeah, the first half was fine till the parts when Patrick got pretty much ruined the entire episode. And by the way, we never even got to see Man Ray in the present. You know, when SpongeBob Patrick went to the present, we never saw them. By the way, this is William's last appearance till Cold Yellow. Yeah, and Cold Yellow didn't really made him say any lines, whatever. It's just a little reference, whatever. But yeah, this is his last appearance, which is pretty weird. Why would they even have him appear last in this episode? They could have just made him appear in other episodes. But yeah, this is the end of Squilliam's episode. So if you're gonna marathon Squilliam's episodes, guys, this is the last episode you're gonna marathon. Yeah, let's now go to the real stuff. 17, Nightlight. Not a bad episode like what I reviewed before, but definitely one that is just kind of meh. Nothing really that interesting happens. I think when Mermaid Man Barnacleboy happen in the plot, that's where the episode gets better. Yeah, with the Moth by Mark Hamill, who played the Joker, is back, baby, and yeah. Definitely the second half pretty much elevated this episode. And I think the first half, when SpongeBob is imagining all these monsters in the dark is actually pretty good. Pretty good paranoia for an episode, but as it is, just not very good. The jokes are also pretty bad too. And by the way, why does Patrick have a window on this rock? Like seriously, we never saw a window before in this rock. Pretty weird. 16, Shuffleboarding, an episode we saw off-screen. Yeah, the whole events about shuffleboarding, whatever, was happening off-screen, and how the episode followed right now is just kind of meh. I rewatched this episode again, and so far this one never really impacted me. This is probably one of the worst episodes in the series. Not the worst, but one of the worst superhero episodes of the show. Nothing really that interesting happened. It's just SpongeBob and Patrick arresting people for no good reason. Despite the cool fight scene in the middle with Man Ray and I kind of like the first half a little bit, but yeah, overall this one is just kind of meh for me. not one of the best ones. 15, of course, super evil Aquatic villain team up is go. Yeah, this is the part where we get to the good episodes. So 15 to number 1 is where we go start the good episodes. 16 to 19, couldn't care about it. Couldn't care about them. Yeah. Super evil Aquatic villain team up is go. It's a pretty long title for an episode, and the episode itself is just kind of pretty disappointing. Man Ray was never really intimidating at all. They could have done more with this concept, but overall what we got is just a kind of a meh episode. But there are some parts I liked, like the opening scene or the parts with before Man Ray started eating the crab patties. Seriously, they pretty much dumbed down his character in my opinion. And the whole subplot with SpongeBob going to find Man Ray is actually pretty good. I meant Mermaid Man Barnacleboy, not Man Ray. Pretty weird. But yeah. Plankton's still awesome. The voice acting is pretty good also. Yeah. Definitely number 15 on the list, guys. 14, Appointment TV. And this one is not very that great in my opinion. The whole episode's literally abrasive side. Again. SpongeBob trying to go find lost episode, trying to watch the next new Mermaid Barnacleboy episode. But yeah. Things get in his way, like everyone trying to help him do favors, and there's some pretty weird plot holes, like how did he get from Squidward's house to helping old ladies in shitty shows? Like, yeah, pretty weird plot holes, and even the ending, even though it's a good ending, I don't think it really saved too much for this one to be the top 10, guys. Definitely one of the worst ones in season 11 so far. 13. Mermaid Man Barnacleboy 4. I know I'm gonna piss a lot of people off, but yeah, that's definitely one I do not really like as much as other people. To me, this episode is pretty good, although episodes in the future like The Incredible Shrinking Sponge, I think they did the whole shrinking plot much better, but this one is really, really funny. This is a really funny episode. The only reason why it's so low is because that one scene where everyone's trying to destroy SpongeBob, and that part was really mean. Did not really like that scene. I mean, even like when I was like young me, I kind of hate this episode. I kind of like rather watch part 5 over this one because of that scene. I really hated that scene, and yeah. And it's pretty weird that when I was like really young, I confused part 4 and 5 because of the opening with Mermaid Man Barnacleboy going to the Krusty Krab. I always think part 5 was part 4 or part 4 was part 5. Yeah, it's pretty weird how the episode. So both episodes in season 3 have almost have the same opening with Mermaid Man Barnacleboy going to the Krusty Krab, and SpongeBob is there obviously. Yeah. 12, Mermaid Pants. Now this is the first episode without Ernest Borgine in production. So yeah, rest in peace to both actors. They're good men. But yeah, this is the first episode without Ernest Borgnine, and this episode without them, I mean, they could have just wrote in the first part of the episode like R.I.P. Ernest Borgnine, so that the kids will know that Dr. Merman is passed away and won't return for other episodes. But this Mermaid Barnacleboy episode in season 10 was pretty good, although there's some parts. Although I wish the climax would have been better if it was real villains instead of fake villains, and I wish it wasn't really like that much of a game, whatever. But this is a fun one, but the jokes were pretty good. But yeah, overall not too much great to offer in this one. Number 11, we have Mermaid Man Barnacleboy 2. Yes, I'm probably gonna get people mad again. And this is a sequel that's not as good as the original, kind of like part 4 and the rest of the other sequels. But this one is a pretty good sequel, but it's not really a great sequel because not too much really that interesting happens. It's just SpongeBob blowing the conch, and Mermaid Man and Barnacleboy come to his house and just help him out do some chores, and it's not that interesting till Mermaid and Barnacleboy let him help him out, like patrol the town. Yeah, the second half is much more interesting than the first half. The first half was just nothing that interesting happened. And by the way, why isn't Patrick in this episode? He's also a fan of Mermaid and Barnacleboy, yet he never comes here. Yeah. And by the way, that gag in the TV is really, really funny. With the spinach boob, I think that's the name of the gag. Forgot. Spring boob square pants. I forgot the gag in the TV, guys. But it's been a long time since I watched the episode. But yeah, I remember that gag being really, really funny. Top 10, guys. Let's hit the top 10, baby. 19 to 11 were just the bottom of the ranking. Number 10, let's hit Man Returns, an episode I reviewed a few weeks ago. I think a week ago, whatever. Yeah, this one I actually did a collab with Patrick. And Patrick, guys, sorry guys, but I'll bring Patrick again for another video, but that's not this one. Yeah, we're gonna bring SpongeBob Patrick again for another video, but I'm not gonna bring Patrick here. Sorry guys, but yeah. Sorry I didn't do my promise, but yeah. I'll bring him for the next SpongeBob review, and yeah. I'll make sure to keep that promise, guys. Sorry. But anyways, yeah, I did this collab with SpongeBob, and I did some pretty good jokes in that video, but anyways, what do you guys think of that video, by the way? Was I good in that video? Was I slurry too much? But yeah. Man Returns is a decent sequel to Mermaid Pants, but overall it's not really too much special. It's like Home Alone, but it's worse. How the jokes play out is not as good as how Kevin did to Harry and Marv in Home Alone. I really dig the references to a bit of Home Alone, like, you know, trapping, like doing some traps, whatever, to the villain. But yeah, Mermaid didn't need to get tortured much because he wasn't really doing anything evil. He was just renting Squid's house for I think the weekend, whatever, till he gets back. But yeah, he never did anything bad, so it's pretty weird how they decided to punish him. But yeah, overall, not the best episode of Mermaid Man Barnacleboy, but definitely one I'd rewatch more than the past ones in the ranking. Number 9, Mermaid Man Vs Spongebob. Yeah, the versus battle of the series, which isn't really a versus battle between SpongeBob. Yeah, sure, there's only one scene where they fight SpongeBob, but they never really fight SpongeBob in the episode. I don't really get the title why it's called Mermaid Man vs SpongeBob. That's pretty weird. And this is the first episode with Barnacleboy not being in the title. Yeah, Barnacleboy being in the title as the time. Part 6 is the last episode with him as in the title, but yeah. Mermaid Man vs SpongeBob, pretty good episode. There's a few animation errors, like the part where Mr. Krabs says wait, but there's no audio coming out, which reminds me of Plankton's laugh in free samples in season 8, which will be in the future. But yeah, the fight at the end was pretty good, but overall, the plot was pretty well written, like the whole turning Mermaid Man Barnacleboy into zombies by Plankton. It's kind of fun that this is the first time Plankton actually appeared in a Mermaid Man Barnacleboy episode as a villain. Yeah, part 6 when I count, guys. Yeah, it's funny that they waited so much time, and then part 7 is the first time he appeared as the main villain. Yeah. Pretty strange, right guys? Yeah. 8, this is the one I reviewed recently, Dirty Bubble Returns. Pretty good sequel, but not really a great but not really one of the best sequels ever, but I enjoyed this one. Pretty good episode of Dirty Bubble. Concept of turning him into a good Bubbles, which is pretty good. Definitely like a Christmas Carol. But yeah, most of the bad stuff in this episode happens because Patrick, again, like Back to the Past, if that wasn't really learned that much, yeah. The chaos in this one's pretty good scenes of the chaos, guys, but yeah. Nothing too much to offer. Number 7 is Mermaid Man Barnacleboy 6, the last episode with Barnacleboy in the title, the motion picture. Yeah. This is the first episode with SpongeBob and Patrick doing a movie, and this episode's pretty funny. Yeah, there's a lot of good gags with SpongeBob and Patrick making the movie, like Pearl being used as the Mermaid mobile. I forgot the name of their car, guys. Sorry. But yeah, there's some pretty good gags here, and overall the episode's pretty funny, and that's all I can say about the episode. Nothing else to say. Number 6 is the original Mermaid Man Barnacleboy. Now, I say this is blasphemy, I know, but hear me out. The original episodes are pretty good, but this one I kind of find parts the 5 to 1 a little bit better than the original. Yeah, sure, it's in the top 100 episodes video, whatever, but to me, I never found this like the top 10 best episodes of the series, because this episode's kind of simple. That's not kind of how I say season 1 is. This episode's pretty simple. SpongeBob and Patrick trying to break Mermaid Man Barnacleboy out of retirement, and nothing else to say about that one. But there's some really good gags here. It's a really classic episode, but this one I wouldn't really rewatch it much as 5-1, but yeah. I know you're gonna disagree with me, but yeah, that's definitely number 6 on the list. Top 5, Patrick Man. Patrick Man is a really good episode. I reviewed this one before. That's probably like one of my last year reviews, but yeah. Check out the older reviews to find out where Patrick Man is. But yeah, Patrick Man is a really good episode. Patrick as a superhero is really funny. I really like the gags where he's trying to do some good deeds, but overall keeps feeling it's kind of as good as the parts in Hall Monitor. Yeah, this episode definitely reminds me of Hall Monitor and a better version of Shuffleboarding, which in my opinion, Shuffleboarding is actually one of the worst episodes of this ranking, but this is a better version of that episode. Yeah, and the climax of the Dirty Bubble is really good. Number 4, Mermaid Man Begins, the origin story, the Batman Begins, the Superman of the franchise, yeah. The original episode where Mermaid Barnacleboy are have their origin stories, yeah. Even though we have a fake origin story and a real origin story. In my opinion, I think the fake origin stories actually are more realistic than the real one, yeah. But yeah, the real ones, how it's played out, really random in a funny way. Yeah, also notice that the live action bits are not really live action bits like rodeo days or text or pressure. Yeah, it's not like those episodes where they have the live action bits not be animated, but here the live action bits are animated. But yeah, overall, the Mermaid Begins is a solid conclusion to the conclusion to the original Mermaid Barnacleboy. Even though they appeared in Super Evil Aquatic long time ago, I get that, and Patrick Man. But I think this is their real end, guys. This is probably the best conclusion to what they did to the legacy, to what they did to the franchise. Yeah. Top 3, Mermaid Barnacleboy 3, the one with Man Ray. Yeah, Man Ray's first appearance is really fun. And even though Mermaid Barnacleboy don't appear that much, they only appear for the opening and that's it. They're the parts of SpongeBob, Patrick, and Man Ray are really fun. Where of course you have iconic gags like the wall gag. That's really funny, guys. And the part with the bank, man, that's like really laughter type thing gags. Yeah. Number 2, the Bad Guy Club for Villains. Now, a lot of people probably put this like number 6 or 7, but for me, it's definitely the second best of the series. Pretty good gags. I like the word. I like the idea for this episode. Definitely a better last episode than the last episode we got in season 3. Yeah. Yeah. The fighting parts where they fight the villains are pretty fun. And I kind of don't like the parts where Sponge and Patrick are reacting to the episode on TV, or the fact that the costumes are wrong at times. The ones that they're pretty different than M&M and B&B5. Yeah. They're pretty different costumes, but for the IJLSA, but yeah, overall pretty fun episode. The best one is Mermaid Man Barnacleboy 5. Yeah, this is definitely a really fun episode. Really cool idea with breaking the team up, and this is actually the Mermaid's episode. It's not really about the gang that much. The first 4 episodes are about the gang, not Mermaid Man Barnacleboy. This one is more about Mermaid Man, and he is taking the lead with the new IJLSA. I don't know what happened to the old IJLSA. I guess they passed away, but whatever. But yeah, Barnacleboy being with the villains, pretty fun. The action scenes are really good. That's all I can say with the episodes. Yeah. What you guys think of my ranking video? What episodes would you put as number 19 to number 1? Yeah. If YouTube doesn't turn off the comments, post your ranking down below. And yeah, please subscribe to the channel, and don't worry guys, I'll bring Patrick for the next SpongeBob episode review, and yes, and see you next time guys.